Welcome back to the most professional StarCraft 2 with the fastest Terran out there in the blue. It's Team Liquid's Clem. Up against the Protoss that we don't deserve, but the one we need right now. The Smiling Assassin. It's hero. A best of 5 Terran versus Protoss that I'm sure many have been looking forward to. I guarantee you sparks will fly between two of the most aggressive players in the world. The best Terran in Europe versus the best Protoss in Korea, with only the best games for the fans. And if you agree, it'd be awesome if you could like and subscribe. And Jimmy, what are we? What? 1,333 likes on this video, on this cast, on this series. I'll cast another one. And I'll probably do it anyways. But thank you for watching. Hopefully you've had a good day so far. And hopefully it's about to get a little bit better. I don't know what's going to happen in this match, but I know once things start, they are unlikely to stop until someone is dead. As Clem, if there's any sort of weakness, but at the same time an obvious strength, he won the European Championship against Max Pax with constant aggression. He hits before Warp Gate is done. He hits before you really have any units to deal with it. Hero, on the other hand, is almost impossible to predict, which is his greatest strength. He's not just going to bring something new to the table. He'll flip the table, he'll break off a leg, he'll stab your eye out, and then ask you why you're scared of blinking. And this is the style that has brought him toe-to-toe with Maru on a regular basis, though recently struggled a little more, but still going back and forth. And I think it's a little different than what Clem is used to with Max Pax. Max Pax, also a very aggressive player, but recently has kind of become a full-on macro Protoss, which is not a bad thing. It's just something a little different than what Hero's bringing. And right now, Hero... Wait, did the Reaper see the... What is this? What is this? Oh, Medevac. All right. In comes the Medevac. Widowmine dropped to start things off, but the Phoenixes, he didn't spot the Stargate. The Reaper never got in. Hero had his units out so quick. He boxed out the Reaper, and the Phoenixes, an absolute hard counter to the early Widowmine drop play. He gets 3 probes, but he loses the Medevac and everything inside. No survivors. Also, the Hellion and Reaper are taking out 4 probes in total. For a Medevac, a Mine, Hellion, Reaper, and 6 Marines. I'm not a mathematician, but that seems a bit costly for the Frenchman. And now, Hero has map control. He already had a Robo, but now he's going for a Robo Bay. He's going straight to Colossi. This is essentially mech Protoss. As he built an Immortal, he's building Observers, he's getting a 3rd base. The one thing that he doesn't have much of is gateway production. He literally has 1 gate right now, if you don't count the Stargate. Let's not get too pedantic about it. So, Clem is kind of forced down the 3 racks triple threat road. Likely stim, combat, shield, +1. You've seen it before, you'll see it again, because it's just that good. The problem for Clem is that it's also very predictable. Hero knows that he has to go down that road, and if he wasn't sure, he can dart in with the Phoenixes, and he'll find out quickly. A Raven is a bit optimistic, considering the Phoenix is already on the field. More beautiful, synchronized air dancing there from the Phoenixes. Probe, I think, going to be sent out for a Spylon? Yes. Spotter pylons out there. Observer in place as well, just on the edge. Oh, another Observer joining it, realizing... All right, this is my turf, so moves on over to the surf. Cyclone zoning out, gets 2 SCVs. Where is that Raven? Oh, it's like off the menu. I can barely see it. Hiding in the very corner over there. Oh, so far, Hero maintaining map control. He has perfect vision of everything potentially coming out of the base. And even the ones coming in towards his. The Raven heads back. It saw the Spylon, but what can it do about it? Picks off a Marauder. A little bit of a heftier unit, but the Phoenixes are up to the task. Raven Slaps down a couple auto turrets, but a Phoenix pops out to deal with it. The turrets will target the shield battery. And the Raven will be, well, But the Phoenix, well, will not be rising again. Another one will be built, though, which is, you know, the next best thing. 5 Phoenixes on the field. Got to be careful. Viking caught. And here comes Clem. He's got Stim. Finishing up. Combat shield already done. +1 still pretty far off. Hero only has 2 gateways right now. He's entirely reliant on a very strong unit composition. But right now, Clem is not equipped to deal with it. Picks off a Phoenix. His force pack even picked up his siege tank. Didn't want to lag him behind. Doesn't have any legs. Just has to roll across until it gets chauffeur service. So Hero reliant on the Phoenixes and Colossi with extended thermal lance about to complete on zoning this out. As he's filling in the gateways, the core of his build last. If he gets away with it, that's a big win. But it leaves him vulnerable to a direct attack out of Clem. If he takes the right angle, and Hero not looking for a split second, loses a shield battery, charges, knocked on the Zealots. Immortal Barrier is triggered. But still more shield batteries on the back line to deal with it. Meanwhile, the drop has been cleaned up. The Marines picked up and knocked down. The medevac does escape, just barely. There's this observer is perfect from Hero. He knows the map is dark and full of Terran, so he's finding ways to light it up. These observers, kind of off the beaten path, but in just kind of almost random but still relevant locations. I don't think, even if Clem knows they're there, using a scan to pick them off right now is not really in the cards. Widow Mine triggered, dealt with.
Your forces are under
It's actually really hard to see it right there. Pro tip, if you do a zoom in and out, it makes it look like the observer is moving. If you ever watch streams of especially Terran players looking for it, that's what they're doing. They're not just testing whether the zoom function works. But right now, Clem, that observer is worth 1 million gold okay, not 1 million, but like a lot more minerals than the observer takes, which is 25. We'll go with 250. We don't need to put a number on it, okay, but a lot of minerals. Because being in position before the fight starts is the only way to take a cost-effective engagement as Protoss against a Terran who can micro as well as Clem. Especially now ghosts are coming out on the field. A very spooky proposition for the Protoss. Hero adding a proxy gate up to the north side, but it seems like Clem is anticipating this, with Widow Mines already burrowing down near his third base. Phoenixes. Still looking around. We'll find some of the Marauders. Maybe giving away the Observer a little bit here. Still, the Observer moved. Yeah, it's very unlikely Clem going to be looking that way. But it's just on the edge. He can see anything moving on both these attack paths. Beautiful placement from Hero. And it's definitely giving him the edge. Knowledge is power. So are pylons. One going to be taken out. Pylon's the powerhouse of the Protoss, but the observers allow most of them to stay alive back at home. Proxy pylon taken out. A turret and a pylon. Forbidden love. And now, murder. Marauders will take it out. Meanwhile, the main armies getting closer and closer to maxing out. +2 attack about to complete for Hero. 1-1 done for Clem. He just started the 2-2, so these will be the upgrades for a while yet. Some Templar, but no Storm. Just looking for feedbacks. Or threatening the need for Storm. No, he just puts them together in an Archon. Happily merged. Till death do them part. Or, well, EMPs will expedite it. +1 armor about to complete. Clem floating his factory, indicating very much kind of an old school barracks starport style. The Viking count, quite high. Disruptor flings out a shot, but the opening salvo comes up empty. Vikings cutting back, knocking out most of the Phoenixes in the first volleys. Hero's given up. Not having enough to zone out. As looks like he's going to use Stalkers for the most part. And maybe some Archons to help deal with the Viking. Stalkers blink to the side, pick off one of the Vikings. Colossi getting big sweeps off. With 3 of them and +2 attack, they are an existential threat even to the Marauders. And hero maintaining a strong position. Clem doesn't want to fight into it. More reinforcements warped in, but Clem is nearly maxed out as well. Both these armies incredibly dangerous to one another. Whoever gets a good opening shot off, whether it's EMP or Disruptor, will have a massive edge going into the fight. Though I doubt either is going to have a decisive one as the engagement starts. Blink picks off a couple Marauders. Vikings, EMP hits the center mass. Disruptor wanders into the fight, won't be wandering out. Blink Stalkers to the front, belongs forward, but the Vikings are picked off, which means, for the most part, the Colossi are unchallenged. More Vikings on the way, though. Continues to chase it down. Charge Laws at the front. Widowmine's triggered. Still one more. More EMPs. Guardian Shield. Disruptor on the front again. Hero. And now 2-2 is about to complete, but Hero's taking the gold base to the bottom left corner. Here on Golden Aura. The Disruptor looking for a shot. Another one wandering up. Clem forced back. Another blink forward. Disruptor shots. Fired off to the side as he has to avoid his own Zealots. The Vikings looking to trade. Still a couple Colossi. The Viking count, 8 of them against just the... Oh, there are 3 Colossi in total. Oh, wait, they're all still here. He's just chasing them down, though. The Stalker's not doing enough. Disruptor shots not fired and kiting back. The Vikings knocking down the last Colossi. And Hero dips to 160 supply, but Clem soon follows. Kiting back. The Archons are taken out. Disruptor shot past the sensor tower. The aggressive force field. And with it, well, another Ruptor. Pops it. Chases down. Gets 2. 3 in total. Vikings now with nothing to shoot at. Maybe hitting the deck pretty soon. A force field is thrown out. More out of anger than any real attempt. Actually, it kind of works against the Zealots here awkwardly. Vikings hit the deck. SCVs pulled to repair. Now to fight the Stalkers, doing whatever he can to get something in front, but Hero just keeps going forward. It looks like an overextension, but Clem only has 1 other mining base. Meanwhile, Hero is sitting on 15 gateways back at home. He's warping in 30 supply of Zealots, or the like, every 30 seconds or so. Another wave of EMPs trying to take out the Medivacs, but the Bio Army is starting to reach a critical mass here. 2-2 is nearly done. The Charge Lots he's easily kiting back, but Hero just has a tide of Zealots that Clem can't seem to stop. Another Colossus, scouting Colossus 1. Oh my god, there's so many Zealots. Another wave comes in. The Colossus is spotted. And another command center just kind of happened on over and lands. The Stalkers, he may be able to take out this command center. It's burning now. The SCVs doesn't quite get it. SCVs repair. Target's down in Immortal. Kiting back. Another wave of charge slots is warped in. You can see it on the minimap. 23 SCVs down. But here comes Clem. +3 is going to be finishing soon. Hero has maintained a slight upgrade advantage. But another wave comes in. The Medivacs are starting to run low on energy, and many of them on HP as well. But the command center is getting repaired. 27 SCVs down. Hero is maintaining 84 probes. He's got a massive amount, 3,000 minerals per minute of income, 30 Zealots per minute. And, well, also throwing some Archons in, which are a little bit easier. The force field, again, a bit optimistic, but eviscerating a lot of the Marauders. Did he build another factory after floating the first one? There's not enough time to go look and find out, but he's got some more Widow Mines, and that softens things up. EMPs help out against the Archons, but they're not able to strip away all the massive amount of shields. And the Archons, a couple going to be targeted, taken out, but if they get anywhere close, the splash damage is going to be overwhelming. The Stalkers blunk forward over the top. A single Colossus getting more and more damage done. Another Colossus steps into the fray, and Clem is running out of units. He's gonna chase down a Colossus, but Hero keeps sending it. He keeps blinking forward. The Medivacs are getting chased down, and he's running out of places to run. GG. And it's over. Hero powers through, and with 100 Zealots in less than 16 minutes. Wow. Both players throwing everything into the fray, and Hero holding out. He had the economy, and he had the production, and he wins the war of attrition. Clem not allowed to ever really get the sort of momentum And no, Hero just kept sending. He kept blinking in. You're not supposed to do that. That's... Well, I don't think Hero cares. So he comes off to a 1-0 lead, never giving Clem any opportunity from the very first failed medevac drop. Clem never had an opportunity to really put together an attack. He tried to with the triple... Oh my. And it looks like here is Hero doing a Max Pax build? No, not quite. He's doing a 2-gate proxy. Well, 1 gate and then a 1-gate proxy. So, Hero again, looking to take control of the situation. With 2-gate Stalker here on Amphion. Not even giving me time to, Usually we fill time for the first couple minutes by talking about the last game, which was worthy of many minutes of discussion. But we do not have time for that. As Hero chrono boosting out his early game build. And if Clem does not SCV scout, he could just die. Clem usually at least send... Well, I take it back. Clem does not always send the SCV scout. A lot of Terrans get greedy. And they're confident they can hold the probe. And he spots a Marine. I think that's worse for Clem. He's literally no scout. Nothing. Oh no. He's looking, and he sees it. Is it? There's a zealot already on the way across the map. Bunker begins, but that SCV is already bruised. He pulls more SCVs. He knows the gravity of the situation right now. But the SCVs aren't going to be enough. He repairs the one building the bunker, but it betrays itself by moving to the other side. And the Stalker's just walking in. He's turning Clem's aggression on its head here. The bunker may finish, but there may be nothing to put inside. One more shot. He gets him! Oh no! It's a disaster for Clem. And now the entire smattering of early gateway unit, he puts the SCVs in the bunker to bunker down. And he's forced to fight a melee battle with these Protoss units. Cyclone is halfway done. Hero starts an expansion. The game is very much in doubt right now, but with the Cyclone and near perfect or even better than perfect micro, aka Hero makes a mistake, the Cyclone could turn things around. But 2 Stalkers, a Zealot, he salvages the bunker. The Adept is in the main. A lot of the SCVs were softened up. Another Cyclone on the way. Clem does not want to give up this command center. A lot of time on it there. And with a Cyclone, he has a chance to turn it around. And the lock-on was used on the Zealot. Hero handled this well. Another lock-on, trying to chase it down. The Adept might be enough. He locks on again, and the Adept finishes it. The shade through. And now the SCV. He finishes the command center. But can he actually save the clones? Warp gate is now done. He doesn't quite complete the Adept shades. Trying to get orbital. This Cyclone micro has to be perfect. It's... Oh my, another Stalker. He may just lose the command center, but he can't really afford that. He's getting as much repair as he can. A couple more SCVs come down to repair the clone. There's just not enough units. The Cyclone. Hero walks past, targeting what he can. And the Adepts are in the main. And that's it. Hero's on match point, just like that. Hero cuts through before Clem can do anything about it. And just like that, we're at 2-0 Hero. Clem with the no scout, Marine first, no bunker. I don't know if it was better or worse. Well, I think it's better that he saw it at all. But still devastating to see that gateway down there and realize there's not enough time. Hero willing to make those sort of calls. And it pays off again for him. Game 1, he gambled on Stargate. Game 2, he gambles on a proxy gate. But so far, that's been the gate to his success. I think he understands Clem. Clem really... He literally hit before he had any units to micro. He hit before the first Cyclone. So there was nothing that Clem could really do. Even with perfect micro, the build's just... It's an impossible call. Because if it is a max packs build, if it is just one gate on his side of the map, and there's no gate back at home, which since he didn't scout, he can't know. If it is that max packs build, the single gate, and you give up your command center, you're far behind. So Clem, and even if he knew it was 2-gate, I think Clem still tries to hold on to the command center, but maybe thinks twice about committing so much. But since he didn't have that information, he took a risk. And it didn't pay off. And now hero. 2-0. Exhausting. Quick but exhausting games. The intensity. This time at least a Reaper Scout. He spots the Nexus timing. There's a Robo on the way for hero, which is another new choice. Oh, that little double take to dodge the grenade. And Clem is doing a Reaper Hellion, like a TVT style build. Reaper Hellion against this. Is this just a straight up Warp Prism? Dare I dream of a Disruptor drop? I don't think so. There are too many counters to the early Prism. But definitely an odd choice to see the Robo first. It just doesn't have the... Unless you go for a Warp Prism immediately, it doesn't have the aggressive potential of something like Blink into Robo. Or even Stargate into... Usually, the Twilight and the Stargate give you more direct aggressive options. The Robo itself is mostly defensive. Between observers and those higher tech units. So, well, here comes Clem, already working on the Adept. 3 Reapers, and then the Hellions come in. And he's actually just looking to fight. Now he finds the probes. Already doing so much damage. The shield battery was late, and the probes will pay the price. 6 probes. 7 probes. Was that enough? Hero cancels the shield battery. Did he see the Robo? He saw the Robo, yeah, of course. Clem puts every unit he owns into a medevac and sends it across the map because of course he does. Hero, on the other hand, is sending all of his units across the map because of course he is. And here we go. But that bunker will be done. Well, I take it back. The bunker, and now he's chasing the Marines past the bunker. He might be able to take out... He body blocks, but they get into the bunker, and meanwhile... The Observer might see everything, but Clem's in the main. And that shield battery cancel will cost hero. That's a lot of extra damage that probably would not have been taken. The medevac will be targeted, which means Clem won't have an easy opportunity to micro. More probes will be targeted down, 6 of them. But Clem keeps trading army for economy, which he doesn't have that much infrastructure at home right now. He's just now building his 2nd barracks. Hero also doesn't have that much at home, but he's got a Twilight and a Forge on the way. Scan takes out the Observer that was in Clem's base. And a Templar Archives behind. Another Observer. Oh my god, will Hero be able to save it? Ah! He gets the obs, and he saves the Viking. By that much. Liberator heading out. They just keep sending things across. Even though relatively close to air positions, you're on Ghost River. Quite a walk back and forth as these units are dealing with all this early aggression. Isn't even that early. We're 6 minutes in, but they just keep taking swings at each other. Liberator lost a little motivation there, but finds it again when the Stalkers are stalking. And now Siege is up into the main. The Stalker, does he try to dodge the Liberator hits? He gets a couple more probes. Again, trading. He didn't spot the Templar archives. Storm is on the way for hero. Now the key for hero is he's up 2-0. And obviously, but that means he can attempt things like Storm, which are higher risk because it has a more direct counter in the Ghost, and if simply the Storms don't land. But, so he can do these sort of high risk, high reward builds, and he still has several opportunities to make it work, whereas Clem has no room for error. Storm is nearly done. 2 siege tanks, and there is no third base from hero. Clem's already started his third. So if he realizes... Yeah, that prism, I think, is a bit conspicuous here, but not enough! The storms are massive! And the Marines and siege tanks will be cleaned up. Hero with a decisive victory, crushing the tank push, evaporating it. And now, what's left? A couple Widow Mines at the front. Can be targeted here. There's still one Templar. Well, there's more than one Templar. He juggles back. SCV's repairing. Will eat the storm. At Clem. That bunker. That bunker! What a save! The bunker lives. And wait, he lost the prism. And where, pray tell, are the Templar? Hero, what have you done? Oh no. A scouting immortal high fives everyone who's looking the other way at him. And then gets collected as he realizes he was going the wrong way. Now Widow Mine Drop is headed out. Another prism is built out of the robo. But Hero actually... No, my god. Oh, no. Widow Mines. He gets the... he gets the Hero! Hero has managed to lose 2 warp prisms in less than a minute. He'll build a third. Widow Mine Drop in the main. I don't believe there's Blink. No Blink. Which means he'll get away with it, and Clem now has a supply lead. He doesn't, though, have a Ghost Academy. And without a Ghost Academy, those storms are still... Well, even with a Ghost Academy, the storms are dangerous. But the Ghost definitely a more helpful counter. Loaded up again. Hero coming across with the prism. Zealots are warped in. A whole bunch of charge lots, but Clem has 15 more supply overall. And another... Oh, be careful with that prism! He's guiding back. It's almost all Marauders in this army, which means the storms, well, the storms are still devastating. That's a lot of damage, but another army comes down from the north side. The prism warping in mid-fight. A Viking on top of it, but it's not enough. Clem is driven back. The Observer will be taken out. More reinforcements on the way. And the Liberators going to siege up to try to cover the Zealots. Gonna eat the brunt of the Widow Mines, but he's got more to warp in. Oh no, select all army key out of Clem, almost certainly for that medevac to make it back. Kind of hilarious he was able to make it all the way back home through the base, but... Clem still, he still has the 3rd CC, right? Yes, he has the 3rd command center. Which means as long as he crushes this, which is plausible, as long as he crushes this army, he still has a very good chance of continuing that momentum forward. He still has the supply. The Archons pressing forward. The Widow Mines drawn into the medevacs, who are already out of energy. I'm not sure if a feedback hit or just the drug addiction of the Marines and Marauders is too much. But the Zealots charging forward into Liberator and Widow Mine fire. Taking the damage, so that way the Archons don't have to. But the Archons going a little far forward. Dragged back by the Warp Prism, which somehow miraculously survived that entire fight. And Hero still down in supply, but he was able to cut into Clem's army, and he now has a third base done himself. Archon drop juggling through the natural. SCV count starting to dip here for Clem. Hero sending out the army. Warp Prism rotating around. Does he see? Oh my god. What a play. More Templar on the way. Oh, but the Templar clumped. The Ghost gonna be looking for it. The Storm skirts the edge. Another Storm drives back the army. Accidentally picks up summon to the medevac. Gonna have to drop him out again, but the Widowmine softening things up. A lot of the Bio army is already badly bruised. The Archon's caught at the back. He juggles more Templar into the Prism. Point blank range on the Storms. Tries to get the SCVs with it, but Clem now up 30 supply. It may look like a lot of damage. What's happening over here? Oh my god! 18 probes with a single Liberator. Freedom at hand. The entire base gutted in just one hero. Looks like he's on the cusp of victory. The Warp Prism goes down. The command center may fall as well. But that singular Liberator pulling Clem up into an advantageous position despite all the damage done at home. Hero is down on probes. He's down on army supply. The Storms have mostly dissipated. Some more Templar. And there's nothing for it but to build Warp Prism number 4 and head on out again. The entire time, unbeknownst to myself and Hero, that single Liberator queued up gutted the entirety of the third base. And Hero is not bothering with building probes. It's do or die time. A single Zealot drags out one Widowmine, but wait, there's more. Another Prism comes in. Immediately gets EMP'd, but the Templar are able to drop out, and the Storms are devastating. He has more of them. One more Storm, Category 5. The Stalkers, does he have Blink? No. The Warp Prism is the only thing close to Blink that he has. Hero continues forward. And a single Marine. It wasn't a Liberator, just one Marine. And the Zealots cutting through at the ramp. More Marauders on the high ground. More SCVs pulled. He warps it at point blank range. Realizes there's no anti-air left. More SCVs have to be pulled. Stop position in order to maximize, well, make it so the Zealots can't close the distance. That Templar is gathering energy. The Templar still far off. Having another Storm though. And Clem is coming down the ramp. Another Warp Prism. Not enough. Still warping in. Just ever so close out of range. But still too far. Is there enough for a force field? No. There's not enough energy. Another Archon is picked off. The Ghost is rebuilding energy as well. He's cutting up to the top of the ramp. Hero starting to break through. He gets the Templar into the Prism. The boys are pulled yet again. He has enough for a force field, which could define this fight. More Marines popping out of the barracks as the Zealots are on top of them. The supplies continue. They continue to dip. A feedback on the Ghost is the choice. That's how he uses the energy. The force field not used yet. He still has the energy here. Where did the medevacs go? Oh, it's over. He used the medevac. He lifted to the third, but Hero just kept attacking. He lifted his SCVs and the medevacs the moment Clem needed them most. They vanished. And Clem, Hero just never let up. The only defense, a good offense, and the smiling assassin claims another victim. Hero 3-0 over Clem. Though I don't think that scoreline really describes how this game went. That brings us to our bonus game. Clem versus Gumiho. And I have it on good authority. Well, Clem proxy Rexing Gumiho. We have some great bonus anti-spoiler games. By the way, if you're going to talk about the anti-spoiler game, make sure, before you do, whoever got the first spoiler shield comment that you like, make sure they're at the top. just so everyone knows. Those spoiler shields, I know YouTube is super annoying with it. So make sure to upvote them before commenting on it. But hopefully it helps out, because that is a series that could have gone 5 games. Clem, it was so close. Hero should have backed off. He should have, but he didn't. After losing 3 warp prisms, it was the 4th one, though. It was the 4th prism, as they say. 4th one's the charm. And Hero manages to turn around. God, that one Liberator almost single-handedly won the game for Clem. I don't know if Liberators have hands, but if they do, anthropomorphize. So, but here we are. Clem faces off against Gumiho in this particular game, and he decides, you know the best place to put your barracks? Maybe 2? Is about as close to Gumiho's base as his own barracks. A little bit further. But Gumiho, with no scout at all, Clem knows the pain of that. And that means... And he's even going Marine first. Oh, no. And yes, yeah, we're doing what we can to trick people into watching a TVT. Though, I think many of our anti-spoiler games, if they are to exist throughout the ESL Spring tournament, we're going to try to mix in some of those mirror matchups that, honestly, mirror matchup series are usually not incredible, but there are definitely mirror matchup games that are worth a look. So, hopefully this one makes that cut. Now the Reaper. Gumiho knows right now exactly what this is. Well, he doesn't know exactly how many barracks. So you have to be very careful. Caution, it says right there. Because if you overcommit, there's just too many Reapers. Oof, gets the SCV. And Clem's Reaper micro is second to absolutely none. Reaper's chasing. We'll get the Hellion. The Reaper's still in dire need of healing here. But Clem not going to let them chase. He grenades himself. Uh-oh. Oh, wait a second. Gumiho manages to hold the 2 racks Reaper. He only loses 2 SCVs. Well, and a Reaper and a Hellion and a Marine, but so far, a strong hold from Gumiho. If he finishes that command center before losing too much more, he's in great shape. That SCV seems intent on finding a way to die, though. Another Marine comes down. That could make all the difference. And with those Hellions, able to target down. Another grenade from the back line pops back the Hellion. And he's going to spot the barracks now. Barracks headed home. Not even sending one in to scout. I guess he has a pretty good understanding of what there could be out there. Cyclone. And the barracks will actually see some of these units make their way back. Oh, here we go. And now, the second round of the dance. The dancing of death. Here come the Hellions. But, oh, and he gets the vision break. Which means the lock-on is broken. Takes a little bit more to kill him off. With that Cyclone just bullying all these units off the field here. The Hellions trying to dart by and kill the Reapers, but the Cyclone takes them out in turn, and even the Mule is on the run. And it doesn't have much to live for, but it has more than the next few seconds. Heads to the main. Viking hits the deck immediately, as he has literally no other units to contest this. And that single Cyclone has really made things difficult. The Viking. But now a Cyclone on a Gumi. The dance will continue. And with a Cyclone on either side. Well, but Clem has 2 Cyclones now. So, another round will begin. And he locks on, doesn't maintain vision though. And now he's gonna drop Vikings out of them. He kites back, looking for the lock-on. Beautiful micro from Gumiho, but loses the Cyclone. You ever seen a Viking boosted in a medevac to chase down a Cyclone? Well, now you have. The Viking decided it's taken the it chose violence here to... if only there was a Viking in order to deal with the Raven. Unfortunately. And now here we go. Now Gumiho, the aggressor, with his Viking drop. A Raven with interference matrix on the way for Clem. 3 command centers. Auto turret zones it out. The Viking drop still dangerous. At what point will that Viking ever fly again? That's the question. More barracks on the way. Both sides. Double NG bay for Gumiho. Clem, on the other hand, putting together a tank Raven push. So, if Clem is able... Ooh, that scan? Gumiho just successfully bamboozled Clem with that scan. He scared him into thinking the drop was coming in. Because that scan... Immediately, Clem turned around and decided, you know, let's just play it safe. So Gumiho, now in a bit of an odd position, able to move forward, but he has less army supply and he doesn't have interference matrix, so this is a dangerous spot to be in. The siege tanks are here. He's got to be careful not to siege up too close. There are 3 Ravens. It's a counter scan, but Gumiho's already left the building. He's got a 3rd base of his own. And he's got 1-1 on the way. Clem isn't too far behind on those 1-1 upgrades. Does he have stim? Clem does have stim done. Hero chasing. Oh my god. Sorry. I was thinking about the Hero series, and here we are, but he scrambles one of the tanks. It's able to unsiege in time, which means he can at least retreat. But the other 2 siege tanks, not so much. The starport... Wait, why is there a starport here? Was this starport out on the map? When? Am I crazy? I don't know why the starport's there. Is that Mexico? Meanwhile, though, the tanks for Clem are going to siege. He has high ground vision, targets the siege tank, but doesn't have vision anymore. Gumiho's losing a lot of SCVs, though. And Clem wins the game. Well, the thing is, losing SCVs against an army composition that's equal to yours means he's just going to have more of the same stuff. Where was this starport? I need to know before we're all said and done here. Was this a mistake? I think it... Oh. Ah, classic mistake. Re-rallying your production buildings, but doing it before one of them landed. Oh, no. And that certainly didn't help. And that means Clem got a little bit of extra time in the starport. Oh, I think that contributed to the quick GG for Gumiho as well. Is you see that? It's clearly a bit of a tilt. But the proxy racks into crazy micro. So Clem gets 1 against Gumiho, which he couldn't against Hero. A fun anti-spoiler game, but hopefully you enjoyed. Hopefully these series made your day a little bit better. If you got more recommendations, by the way, from DreamHack Dallas, I'm more than open to them, especially if they're from outside of, you know, the usual suspects. But either way, thank you for watching. I hope I made your day a little bit better. If you got the means of motivation, it'd be awesome to check out Patreon or YouTube membership. If you haven't yet, checked out the 2nd channel here on YouTube, Winter Gaming, for streams and more content, more hours of the day. It'd be awesome if you could do so. Otherwise, I'll see you next time. Good luck. Have fun. Stay chill.